Hebu sasa tuangazie siasa kidogo, ambapo kinara mwenza wa NASA na kiongozi wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka amerejea kutoka ziara ya uangalizi wa uchaguzi katika maeneo ya Azerbaijan. Hebu tumsikize.
Anyway, so we're very happy to be back home, and of course talking to members of the media. I went to a country that I discovered a lot of Kenyans know very little about. And this is one of the 27 EU member countries called Azerbaijan. And the capital is very easy, 4 letters, Baku, B-A-K-U. And Baku, I actually discovered, is slightly larger than Nairobi. And so you can see how ignorant all of us have been. It was my first time, but it gave us an opportunity to observe elections in that former Soviet republic's country, and now a member of EU, with a population of about 9 to 10 million people. And as I said, the capital city Baku, on the shores of the Caspian Sea. These are places you may have read about in geography, and oil rich because the Caspian Sea region has a lot of mineral resources. So it's a country that is emerging in terms of democratic practice, but a country also that saw a lot of conflict immediately after the breakaway from the Soviet Union. Armenian community there in conflict with Azerbaijan's, but now they have had elections. This time, Wiper Democratic Movement is a member of the centrist Democratic International with headquarters in Brussels. So we were invited to join Centrist International in Portugal some 2 years ago. So in that capacity, I was invited as a party leader to join some other 23 international observers to oversee this year's presidential election, which was on Tuesday. The other members, the African members, actually we had a representative from Cape Verde. The Prime Minister of Cape Verde is actually the chair of the African wing of Centrist International. And as a party that espouses social democratic values, we found ourselves very comfortable in this company. Clearly, Wiper Democratic Movement is not right to the right. We are left of the center, and therefore social democratic organization. The other member was from Botswana, the official leader of the opposition there. And quite frankly, I get the sense after the resignation, or is it immediate leaving of office, of President Ian Khama, I think he left precisely at the end of his second term. And I think what Botswana people are doing is worth emulating in Africa. My friend and brother Duma, the leader of the official opposition, also came along. So there were 3 of us, Cape Verde, Botswana and Kenya. And I think we did a good job trying to observe those elections. Although at the end of it, the international observers, numbering 900, compared to 20,000 local observers, one thing that was impressive was I never saw any posters. And I think this going forward, this is something elected leaders in this country will have to take account of. That whoever will be making Thika Highway look as bad as it looks should be actually asked to clean it up at least a week before the polling. So because we arrived there on the Monday and the official campaign period was over, we never saw any posters. The city looked very clean. So it must be that the mayor of Baku must have ordered everybody to remove their posters. And that's something I observed, because every time we have an election in Kenya, it is that we actually pollute the environment with huge numbers of election material. And I think every candidate, some of them even use ile rangi ambayo uweze ukatoa, wanaenda wana spray wana spray fulani, governor musipende spray, and it lasts I think a whole 5 years. So it's something I personally learned, because we must also look after environment. Voter turnout impressive at 74.5%. But the official leader, the man who would have given President Aliyev a real challenge, was imprisoned about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was not allowed even to contest because of that election offense. If you have a criminal record, you can't run. And so that's another thing. So it was like, in my view, it was a case of what happened to Jubilee and 4 other political parties. Call them Kuro Court. Yeah, because the other guys were not able to run, and legally so, because clearly a presidential hybrid system between parliamentary and presidential, they were able to bring forward the date of the election. Because this is what is happening. I've even seen that in Malaysia they're going to have elections on the 9th of May. And whenever in the UK, for instance, the Prime Minister of the UK thinks it's time to win an election, they always dissolve Parliament and call for snap elections. This is a practice, particularly with parliamentary democracies. Sorry. Msaidieni. Lakini asaidiwe. Asaidiwe. So, poleni kwa huyo ndugu ameanguka kidogo. Ameamka? Okay, sawa.